Everyone is waiting for the verdict, and right now jurors are deciding the fate of Jason Van Dyke, the Chicago police officer accused of murder. CBS 2's Dorothy Tucker is live at the Layton Criminal Courthouse awaiting that verdict as well. Dorothy.
Well, Erica, no verdict yet. The jury got the case around 12:30 this afternoon, shortly after closing arguments. Of course, the prosecution is arguing that Van Dyke should be convicted of murder because he intended to shoot the teenager 16 times. But the defense is asking the jury to look at Van Dyke's perspective.
Had Laquan McDonald dropped that knife, he'd be here today.
A wide-eyed teen, high in PCP, wielding a knife, is what the defense wanted the jury to remember. Daniel Herbert recalled how Laquan McDonald had sliced a police tire and had violent confrontations with citizens before the shooting.
When Laquan McDonald gets confronted, what happens? He attacks.
Herbert criticized the state's key piece of evidence, the infamous videotape, arguing it didn't show Van Dyke's perspective. And why so many shots? Citing an expert who testified, Herbert said Van Dyke was trained to use deadly force until the threat is gone.
Your job is to interpret it how a reasonable police officer would have acted.
This case has been about exaggerating the threat and trying to hide behind the police shield.
Prosecutor Jody Gleason accused Van Dyke of making the decision to harm McDonald before he ever got out of his car, saying to his partner that night,
"I guess we'll have to shoot him."
To counter the picture of a threatening McDonald that the defense had painted, prosecutor Joseph McMahon argued McDonald was walking away. There were 10 armed police officers who had not drawn their guns, and Van Dyke knew there was a taser on the way, yet he shot 6 seconds after exiting his car.
And shooting this kid because Laquan McDonald was not respecting the authority of the Chicago Police Department in the orders to stop and drop the knife.
Van Dyke is charged with first-degree murder, but today prosecutors also asked the jury to consider second-degree murder, which means the jurors would believe that Van Dyke was not justified in the shooting, but there were some mitigating circumstances. Now, we are told that the jurors will deliberate sometime between 5 and 7 o'clock. If they don't reach a verdict by then, they will stop and come back tomorrow and resume at 8 o'clock. Reporting live from the Layton Courthouse, Dorothy Tucker, CBS 2 News. Back to you, Erica.
Okay, Dorothy, thank you.